Good morning, everybody. It's day four, the 10th of October, and I decided to try and make an attempt to um, have a video presentation because typing is, may seem easier. We'll see how it goes. Um, but it's starting to sink in. It's starting to get close. Today, Eddie and Hadass, who have decamped here to Jerusalem, a block away from here at Laura's house, and I we took a walk up to the Mercat just to do, ordinary stuff. Went out with the dog, dropped off my laundry, stuff like that. But, um, we got back to the house and, they were glued to their phones as one would expect because, now it's getting really close. They know people who have fallen. They know many people who have been captured or killed. The, the depth of the damage is starting to come home. Everybody sees it. It's very close. It's not. Everybody knows somebody, and it's day four. So there hasn't been an incursion yet. Although the IDF, and one of the things I want to show you today, actually, some of the sites that you might want to keep your eye on to stay informed, but not get obsessed. New York Times is general, of course. I'll get to this in a moment, but just I'll finish the summary, which is really the point of all this. The IDF reports that all territories within Israel have been recaptured. That may or may not be true. Again, the first victim of war is the truth, as Churchill said. And the media is part of the arsenal, but they haven't started the major ground incursion yet. My thought was, and again, it's entirely speculation. I don't know much. But when they finished up the regaining lost territory, they would then move into enemy territory. But that hasn't happened yet, and it could be for very good reason. Let's hope it's for very good reason. I read one piece that didn't appear long. It was in the news this morning, just that they may have had an additional call-up of 365,000, which in a way doesn't make any sense because I don't think the reserve forces are that deep. But on the other hand, oftentimes the truth is just sort of thrown into the wind. Anybody picks it up, your business. But there's definitely a huge massing of force about to go in, and already this seems to be some provisions for the citizens who are smart enough to flee or able to flee, don't have guns to their heads, that are forced to remain, which is a well-known tactic of the opponents. In order to rout out, well, I'll make this brief. I guess there's a lot to say, and you can wonder when you're just blabbing. The Israelis asked the Americans for very specific armaments, and thank God it's not like 1974 where they needed goddamn bullets. They asked for very specific precision-guided weapons, which are just old-fashioned bombs with GPS guidance systems on them. It would seem to me that this time the leadership, the enemy leadership, is not going to be holed up in the same place and make easy pickings. They're going to be well dispersed, and they're going to be well connected with communications. So they're going to have to be weeded out. They're going to be flushed out. And, the urban warfare environment is without a doubt the most dangerous environment for combat there is. And in order to minimize risk, to maximize forward progress, they're going to level. They're going to level any area they go into, for the purpose of obviously, detonating booby traps, as well as removing positions and locations for the enemy to hide in. And so, that's certainly going to take place, and that's going to, be very, very heavy-duty explosives work. And still, there'll be huge risks, but it seems that they're at least massing and taking their time to properly mass for the kind of incursion it's going to take to defeat the enemy. And the losses are going to be horrific. But, well, enough said on that. They're necessary. One thing that definitely bothers me is so as far as when the grounding, there's a lot to come first. You're gonna have to make sure that more citizens are evacuated. They're gonna have to make sure that there's humanitarian aid on the Egyptian side of Gaza, and then there will be horrific artillery and air bombardment until they can really go in, which is sensible. It's what I want. I don't want them to unnecessarily spill our blood. Enough is going to have to be spilled as it is. One of the things that's disturbing is that there's no unity government yet. That should have happened within 4 to 6 hours on Saturday. They're still cocking around with that. That is a very disturbing sign. Yeah, so let's just take a look at this site. This is Ynet in English. It gives a timeline, a headline, and a click down explanation of the news item: Palestinian health and nearly 800 dead in Gaza. And it fills you in a little bit. It's easy to monitor. It's well up to date. The New York Times, as I mentioned earlier. Just a couple of things I want to point out since we're here and we're coming in on 6 minutes. I'll get this. Just want to take a look at two things. This is the dollar shekel rate. And it's inverse. As the chart goes up, that's a decline in the value of the shekel. It costs more shekel to buy the right-hand element's exponent, which is 1, more shekel to buy the $1 dollar shekel rate. So we see that it just to get the background, it took a jump from the opening or the closing here Friday to the open. Lost 2.81% for a stable currency like the shekel. That is an enormous amount. That's even, that's like Turkish levels. So it's not surprising. The question is, when is it going to come back? I wouldn't continue to play that trade. I don't imagine this. You can see it's stabilized here already. I hope it doesn't get any weaker. This, of course, is the main index of Tel Aviv, the Tel Aviv 35. It obviously took a big hit when trading opened from the close on Friday to today. It's down 4.5%. That's a serious decline in a very short period of time. Hope it'll regain. It's stabilized. It might be on the way back. It's a huge gap to fill. It remains to be seen. But just at this stage, we're holding. There's no real progress. We're just bracing for impact. We went shopping yesterday. Got enough food in the house for a few weeks to hold out. Doing the best we can. So just stay in touch, stay calm, don't stress out on the news, and see you soon. Bye.